It's time to leave your cinematic troubles behind. Let the takes flow through you. And let the noise from the zeitgeist subside. Welcome to Cast Against Time.
Woo! Welcome! Welcome back! Cast Against Time!
You've been practicing.
I've been practicing nothing, brosif. Just my natural gifts.
Pipes.
That's right. So, we're back. And we weren't actually going to drink.
No, I think we both came into this session wanting to not drink.
Because we're trying to be responsible adults, and you got to take care of yourself.
I even brought a kombucha to persuade myself that I was drinking something similar.
Right.
And then that didn't work.
You know when that all went out the window for me?
When you opened the Evan Williams
cap? It was when I remembered that at some point we're going to have to talk about my father.
We should have opened a bottle of wine.
Or a bottle of grappa or whatever would be appropriate for that shit.
Hey.
Oh, fuck it.
Is there an Italian voice?
No. Oh, hey. Oh. No, hey. Wow. I don't know why. Satan.
It's a swamp creature.
Last episode we posited whether The Naked Gun would save comedies for the rest of the time, and I'm happy to report that the studios have decided that they're still going to make comedies.
Have they released if they're going to make a second one?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think as of the time of this recording, it has made its budget and a half back.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I don't know if that's enough of a profit for them to do another one.
I did see an interview of Akiva wearing a Naked Gun 2.5 hat, but isn't that the sequel of the initial trilogy?
That's the original sequel.
Okay.
Did you see the film?
Yes.
What'd you think?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's fun.
I did
Not
have
reinventing the wheel.
No, but I laughed a good amount. The theater laughed a good amount. I did have I thought about you because there was an elderly lady sitting next to me, and she used her phone a couple times.
Sure.
And at one point, she flipped open her phone. She was good for most of it, but she flipped open her phone to Wikipedia Pamela Anderson.
Oh, good.
And first, she looked at an email.
Okay.
And then she Wikipedia'd Pamela Anderson, and that's when I said, "Could you please not?" And she listened, but then
were you in the OC?
No, I was at Burbank 16, and it was and then she took her phone and she flipped it over to face down, but she didn't click the side of the phone to shut off the screen, so the screen's light was just showing. There was a glimmer of light most of the movie until I had to tell her again to turn it off.
That is a thing. So I don't know what we're going to do in the theater when everybody's got implanted wearables, when Tesla unveils their diabetes chip or whatever, you have just hanging out of your neck or whatever fucking dongle gets imported into you when you're a fucking 3-year-old. Instead of circumcision now, they're just going to put a big nano interface into you. I don't know. This is how old I am. Where this is just what I believe this is right around the corner. But that's I don't know what it's gonna be when you look like fucking Lobot in the theater. Just because that's the thing is I have a wearable watch, right? Counts my steps. And all my cows, my K-cows.
15,000 a day?
It's actually, it's a weird sliding scale because it's Garmin's stupid shit instead of Apple. So it's if you've been a lazy piece of shit, it'll set a modest goal for you. It'll be please just do 4,000 today.
Please just get up.
But if you've been really fucking getting it, it'll be come on, pussy, 20,000. Yesterday you did 16. Why not 20? So,
interesting.
But anyway, my point is, it's even that shit, it's I'll forget about that and then I'll get a text or something in the movie and that thing will light up and I'll be embarrassed when that happens because that's what you should be.
So that happened, and then I saw Weapons at the same movie theater, and Weapons was I was worried because I saw it at a 10:50 showing, and it was all youngins, and I was like, fuck, this is going to be the worst experience ever, and it was really good. It was actually a really nice experience. It reminded me a lot of Get Out when I saw it in theaters.
Well,
there was one dude, one bro at the beginning of the movie who whipped out his phone and took a video with the flash on of his buddy being like, oh, we're in the theater. And like everybody lost their shit at this dude.
While the movie is happening?
Like right when the movie started.
Okay.
And then in front of me, there was a couple, like a couple that's in their late 20s, early 30s. The woman kept turning to her boyfriend and just talking. And I shushed them, which I don't want to. But then other people started shushing them. And I was happy about that.
You were vindicated.
Yes. And then they finally shut the fuck up.
Well, I think I know who the man in the theater who did that was.
Who?
I have a little. What do you call them now? X? I guess we call them. They're called X's, right?
Oh, you mean X?
They're not called tweets anymore. We've had this conversation.
They're not. What are the blue skies again?
Those are skeets.
Okay. Yeah.
Skeets.
I still call them tweets. Fuck it.
Well, yeah, because skeets is fucking dumb.
No, I'm saying I call X's tweets.
Of course, but I mean, we want to listen.
I'm fine with skeets.
We don't
Skeets
want to
is
get
cool.
audited by the Department of
Skeets.
Podcasting whatever regulatory White House board they've installed.
Yeah, isn't the Attorney General a fucking podcaster or
I
something?
mean, everybody in the White House is a podcaster. It makes me not want to ever speak into a microphone ever again. I mean, it was.
But we have to for you.
It was
the
already
listener.
a bad enough job. It was already a stupid decision in the first place. But it just makes me. And yes, I mean, it's a long-standing joke that everybody has a podcast, but now every fucking politician has one. Like Governor Batman's got one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's one gentleman who skeeted. No, sorry, he did not skeet. Tweeted. I've heard all the hype about weapons. Planned my entire weekend around watching it. I didn't realize it wasn't available to stream yet. So I went to Sinners instead, which
What?
is available to stream, so it doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
Sinners is still in the theaters?
He continues. I may be like 6 months late with this critique. That was one of the most overhyped, overrated movies of all time. If you say that movie is great, you have no movie credibility with me. Can you
Well-
guess who this was? Guess who it was? You guess? I bet you won't guess. I'll give you a hint.
Yeah, give me a hint.
Another podcaster. Another podcaster.
Ben Shapiro?
This might give it away. He loves to review pizza establishments.
You lost me.
Good old Dave Portnoy didn't like
Oh,
Sinners.
fuck that guy.
Oh
God
no,
damn
Dave.
Shocker.
Dave.
Is it because there wasn't enough white characters?
Because there were no white characters. What's it? Listen, man. I'm not
There's
going
no
to equal.
Boston characters in there?
They're getting a little uppity, okay? They're just getting a little uppity in that movie.
Also, I would love to see his. Not that he fucking letterboxes. I would love to see his top 4 movies because they're all. It's the town.
All those barstool cunts think that they fucking know what they're talking about when it comes to movie. In fact, like those are actually like we have a policy of not wanting to out the sources
Barstool.
of our bad opinions. But I'm making it official today on the show that we are making an exception for Barstool.
Yeah,
because it's
and
just
him
like
in particular.
Yes, it's just like the saddest assortment of 3 brain cells in a desperate cage match with each other.
Mhm.
And it's just like, of course, this fucking Boston like want to try hard is like, oh man, the movie with all the black people in it. And
Man.
that's and their whole thing is like, oh man, like we just fucking like bring it to the woke. That's fine. I don't give a shit. Like
They're just trying to
but-
get people to respond and lose their
they
shit
don't-
over.
That's my thing. It's like these people don't believe in anything. So anyway,
Who's going to him for movie guidance?
So Barstool has like a movie wing of their shit because of course they've modeled their whole thing after The Ringer. Can you guess why? I'm just saying.
I mean, but
It's,
listen. I read The Ringer. I
No,
listen to podcasts. They are better than the fucking Barstool people.
No, I want to make it clear. I'm not putting them on the same footing. I'm saying pretty clear that one of Portnoy's heroes is good old
Is it Bill Simmons?
Bill Simmons,
Oh,
and
Bill, you got to get away from that.
well, I mean, I don't know if Bill has anything to do with
That's
this.
true. Yeah. He just models his career or like
Although
what he likes after.
Bill has had a series of questionable comments in his background. So
Portnoy, I think, thinks he's God and thinks he knows everything.
I know we talked about it last episode, but what is the clout that buys you? Is it simply to say? And I know
It's simply to say I'm here. I'm part of the pop culture. which sucks because there's so many other ways you can do that.
We already
Not that you
about it.
have to do it.
We can't go back into it.
No.
How-
Well, but do you see Weapons?
I didn't. I was actually scheduled.
Okay.
I was scheduled to see Weapons, but a buddy of ours was having a screening over at the old Fox lot.
Listen, I know you say that I am overzealous in my reviews at times, but it was my favorite movie of the year so far.
Year.
Yes, so far.
Better than 28 years?
Yes.
Ooh, wow. I don't know anybody that agrees with you on that one, but okay. I mean, I'll give it a shot. I've heard that it was just very competently done, but it's not breaking the mold.
I think also my experience in the theater probably adds to it because it was a really fun experience outside of the fucking bro that uses Flash in the beginning.
Sure. The audience was with
it was a very, in a good way, delusional audience that was just like on pins and needles and enjoying the movie and having a good time.
That can do it.
And it made it a really fun time. And I did not expect that.
That can do it. I mean, it's like when we saw Naked Gun, we saw it in an almost empty theater. And, even though I hate humanity, there were a few jokes that weren't landing for us, but not because they weren't well crafted or well executed. I just was thinking to myself, like, well, there's nobody in this room laughing. I mean,
well, yeah. So I saw Naked Gun at City Walk, and it was the same thing as Weapons. It was a packed house,
right?
And,
I think
and everybody was laughing. Yeah,
I think you want that for Weapons and for. I mean, for horror and for comedy, a packed house can do great things for you. It's just when the packed house doesn't remember how to behave itself that can be a problem. But
I just think Weapons, and this isn't a spoiler, I think Weapons is masterfully made, especially with its screenplay and especially with its how it tells a story. And that's all I'll say. I think
well, let me ask you this, because it's clearly a movie that has a twist, or maybe not a twist, but a gimmick of some kind. Well, there's some mystery behind why all the kids are getting out and running away.
But that's
hang on. Yeah. My question is, once the gimmick is revealed to you, or once like the reason behind the mystery is revealed to the audience, which I'm assuming at some point it is, will you now be able to rewatch it and, having gleaned that knowledge, have a deeper and richer, more rewarding watch? Or is it kind of thing where now that the surprise is spoiled, you won't get as much from it on a second viewing as you would from first?
In my opinion, the reason why the mystery or the reason why that happens is the least important part of that movie. And yes, I would rewatch it several times because of how it's written and how it's edited and how it's blocked and framed as a movie. And how that movie is told demands multiple viewings, in my opinion.
I would like to see it with a crowd. I don't know if it's possible anymore, but I mean, I guess that means I'll have to go on like a Saturday night.
Also, you would have to trek to a better theater. Not a better theater, but a more
I have a good
popular theater.
But yeah.
You're not getting a good crowd at the, Cinema West? It's a nice theater, but you're not getting like a
Well, I was going to see
crowd.
it. I was going to see it at the Draft House, but even at Draft House, there's like, what, 40 seats?
This is a serious question. Does Draft House crack down on audience responses?
No.
Okay.
No. If the audience, unless like somebody's being like a piece of shit, like if somebody's just like ironically laughing at something or feigning,
it's out of context. Yeah,
right. I mean, like they're gonna use their judgment, and ultimately it's like it's up to the rest of the crowd. I mean, if you have a problem with
everyone gives thumbs down when they want to kick somebody out.
Well,
like in Gladiator.
If you want to raise an issue with somebody in your screening, you either turn on a little light or you flip up a little card, and the basically the server, I guess.
And then you just point.
Well, you tell them what's going on. You don't have to point. You can just, and then they'll watch maybe, and if they agree that it's like somebody being a shithead, they'll say something once.
I did think about this when I was at Weapons, because I was like, if I really wanted to say something about this person that kept talking, I would have to get up, go find someone. No, I'm saying at AMC.
Right.
I would have to get up, ruin my experience, miss the movie, have to go back and see the movie at a different time just to report this person. But Draft House seems like they've got it down where it's you just hit the equivalent of if somebody's robbing a bank, you hit that little button.
Because you order shit and you snitch the same way. So like you basically just write what you want, or you write what's going on like on a little piece of paper, and then you hand it to your dude. And so
do you know this by experience, or just?
Oh yeah.
I've
seen it.
No, I'm saying, have you gotten close to doing this?
No, I've never. Because every screening I've been at Draft House has been everybody's on good behavior.
So it's worked.
They know they're there. But I've seen people behave in an unruly way at a draft house and get kicked out, and it's glorious. And draft house even gave us free passes because
that happened.
Because they were like, that person was disruptive and your experience was disrupted. I was like, wow, that's awesome. It was for the fucking draft house in San Francisco. I don't know when I'm going to be there anytime soon, but I would definitely avail myself of it. But this is, we talk about draft house a lot, and this is not a draft house show.
What you?
You might ask.
And I might answer. Cast against time.
Where we look across the filmic discourse and attempt to restore some sanity. We do this in one of two different ways. One, ideas and assertions that Satan himself has stumbled across out there in the media, be it social or otherwise, and by occasionally subjecting ourselves to mysterious media oddities. And where Satan spins the reel of scopophilia, where we let fate decide on a series of film-related exercises that are in no way a meaningless, desperate grab. Content. What are we talking about? I don't know what's happening.
I don't want to be around anymore.
Oh, yeah. We're going to confront the media right now. This is kind of a silly one. This is kind of a silly one. But I think it stuck in both of our craw.
I think it triggered us. It triggered both of us.
I'm slightly triggered by it. I'm slightly triggered.
You're triggerish?
I'm slightly trigged.
You trigged, bro?
I'm experiencing some trigonometry just because it's kind of the gumption of the person that is delivering the message. So this is a thing that you stumble across out in the spheres.
Yes.
Do you want to describe the article that you stumbled upon?
So I saw this, and it's from People, but it's People picking up a Variety interview.
Sure. So why don't we go straight to the source? Go straight to Variety.
It's titled "Sam Nivola Breaks Out: The White Lotus Favorite on Getting Lost in Character, Why Hollywood Must Create New Stars and Getting Cut Out of Maestro."
Okay, now before you go any further, now we are a film podcast, and this is kind of talking about a TV star, but what he's talking about pertains to the talkie.
Yes, to give context, the article I saw from People is pulling out an excerpt from this Variety interview, and it basically, the title of the People excerpt is "White Lotus Sam Nivola 21 blames plastic surgery for old movie stars nabbing younger roles in controversial take."
Okay.
Subheadline, quote, "It's not giving any space for youngins to move in and make a name for themselves," unquote.
Okay. Can we find what he actually says in the interview? Because he has basically, and listen, he's a young feller trying to find his way. He's trying to find his way. And he's looking out there, and, he was a part of one of the most prestigious TV happenings, water cooler shows that's insofar that they still exist, and he's looking for he's saying, hey, what's gonna Nivolo me into my next Rovolo?
So I have found the excerpt. So Variety starts with asking him if there's a career that he admires. And he, to paraphrase, he says Tom Cruise. He's excelled in all movies. He's a great comedic performer. He had a good run of movies as a dramatic actor. And now he's a big action star. And then Nivola goes into a different tangent saying that he isn't convinced Hollywood is interested in birthing new ones.
Wait. You're saying he was asked about who he admires in Hollywood?
Yes, whose career he admired.
And he dropped Tom Cruise on us before he's about to say what he's about to say?
Yes.
Okay. Just I want people to keep that in mind for context.
It says, Nivola isn't convinced Hollywood is interested in birthing new ones, as in stars. Quote, "The old movie stars are getting plastic surgery, and they're looking younger, and they're staying younger. You have these really old people playing young roles, and it's not giving any space for the youngins to move in and make a name for themselves. He says, with all due respect to those people, one day they won't be here anymore, literally, and they will have to create new stars.
Sam, all I can say to that,
That's so unfair.
it's just so unfair. I just wish somebody...
He's had a rough go. He's not
and it's
gonna
hard
get roles.
because when somebody starts from the very bottom.
Yes. Could you describe his bottom? Not his physical bottom.
Well,
but his bottom.
His bottom has been bolstered. It's a very bolstered bottom.
He had a booster?
He's got a very bottom bolstered booster because sadly he is starting at he started not even on third base in the game of life. No, not second, not first. I mean, he's basically a bench player in the game of life. Let's face it, because yes, fine, he may be a nepo baby, but he's only the nepo product of Emily.
Well, surely
Mortimer.
just one parent was
well,
famous.
Alessandro Navolo as well, but still. So Emily Mortimer and Alessandro. But listen, okay, now this is me being serious. In the scope of nepo boosts,
or the spectrum of it,
he's not like super high up on.
Emily Mortimer's a well-known name, and she's a good actress.
Can he really trade on her name
that
much?
Absolutely.
I mean, listen.
It gets you into the door. It gets you into auditions. She knows people.
So we'll get to his comments about that in a second. Let's take an interesting look at another cast member of the White Lotus.
Oh, I know where you're going.
We got a Schwarzenegger in that film,
Yeah,
or in that series, and I don't see him out there making this kind of a stink. And he's much more of a nepo. Well, now, so apparently he claims that he didn't get any kind of a leg up from that. But let's have the nepo discussion when we get to that.
There's two sections of this.
But the first thing is his first claim. So what do you want to say about that claim? That there aren't enough roles to go around because most of the roles that are available go to known quantities that are hanging around too long because they're getting plastic surgery.
I think that
is better and better. That's keeping them in the game.
I think it's preposterous because...
Well, why?
Because even if the older actors, like take Brad Pitt, who's the latest example with F1.
Bradley Pitt?
He's still playing somebody old. Can you name me in the last year, or let's say even 5 years, I'll give you more of a range, a A-list actor who is old that got plastic surgery and played somebody 10 to 20 years younger than themselves?
Well, I'm pretty sure that in Megalopolis, John Voight was playing a 70-year-old, and I'm pretty sure he's pushing 90. So he
argument dismantled.
Take a look at this boner I got.
We need to get that on the soundboard.
We absolutely do.
So that's my point, is that yes, are old movie stars getting plastic surgery? Yes. Does it try to save their marketing appeal and their ability to star in movies and make money? Absolutely. But they're not playing young roles. Somebody's not getting plastic surgery to play a high schooler or a 20-year-old.
That's
they're not taking away roles from this dude.
Let's go into some reasons why it might be possible that some of these so-called older actors are just clinging on, and why some of these roles where they might be roles that are meant for a younger person.
But I don't think there are roles that are meant for younger people that they're stealing.
Okay, well, I'm not saying anybody's stealing any roles. What I'm saying is there's a tendency for Hollywood to cast actors and actresses to slot a certain age group that they don't actually happen to fulfill.
But that usually happens within like 30s and 40s down to 20.
It happens at every age. It happens in very young roles, and it happens in very old roles. There are, in fact, if you watch any given teen drama, high school whatever, insofar as they exist anymore, which they don't really, usually those are going to be adults playing those roles.
Exactly. 30 to 20.
There are a host of reasons why this is. There's a variety of factors. It includes an actor's experience. It includes the marketing consideration for that actor, and it also includes the fucking legal loopholes that it takes to have an actual fucking child.
Yes,
in a role of any kind. But that's just high school.
But he's also not talking about.
I know. But I'm just tripping.
You're setting the precedent.
I'm traipsing through the different ways that this happens
Yes.
in the industry. So that's one way it happens in the industry. Let's look at another. He mentioned Tom Cruise as his fucking guy, as the career he admires. Well, Tom Cruise has made a career of being the guy that is made out of Teflon into his 70s. Like, that's his shtick. And like, I'm sorry, if you're an actor or actress in Hollywood, you know, it's not as if there's like an actor's pension, you know. Now, granted, a well-known enough actor or actress should probably have enough means, put a little nut aside for themselves. But maybe they don't. Do you know any actor that just goes like, well, I'm 60 now, time to die? You know what I mean? Like,
it's an ego-ridden profession that they have a hard time retiring from.
Right. And the thing is, Sam, this will happen to you. Well, if you stick around long enough, this will happen to you. You are going to want to take roles that might logistically belong to a different age group. But like, this is a thing that happens.
But also, Hollywood. Cruise is not taking any roles that he would be offered or even audition for.
Well, I mean, Cruise calls his own shots, so he's a bad person. But he's a bad person to mention.
But he said A-listers, older A-listers. None of those old A-listers are taking roles from this guy.
Well, so let me ask you this. Does he at any point in the article mention like what kind of projects he's talking about?
No, he just goes on to say, I think Timothy Chalamet is one of the best actors alive and he's a total star. He's one of the few examples I can come up with that gets roles. But it's a different kind of movie star. He's not huge and jacked. He looks more like me.
Okay, but Timothy Chalamet also
is talented.
But Timothy Chalamet is going to be 30 this year. And he continues to play like teenage boy roles.
Yeah.
So he is even contrary to this thing that you're talking about.
There's two big reasons why this guy is not equipped to have this argument at all. It's one, because you mentioned minors or teens that aren't able to play teens for the various reasons you said. Those are the roles that would be going to him and his age group. So he is part of the problem. He is not getting roles taken away from him by people older than he is. So that's one. Two, we've mentioned the nepotism of this and the Nepo baby part of this. They ask him about it.
I also want to mention it works both ways, right? It's not as if it always is older actors playing young, skewing young. Young actors are asked to play old people roles all the time, to which you might go, well, yeah, but that's like that can hurt their career. You know, they can be perceived as like an old actor, and like, why would they do that? Well, you're gonna take the roles you can get when you can fucking get them. Okay, so I do want to bring that up too, because I think that's the thing that gets lost in this discussion. I bet that that's not something that Sam is talking about here.
Well, also, quick aside. He doesn't have a career yet to be talking like this.
Sure. But that's because he's bitter.
Yeah. So the person that writes this says, I say the words Nepo baby, and Nivola breaks into tickled laughter. Quote, other than my genes, I don't think I can attribute much of my success to my parents. He says, I feel proud that I've done it for myself and sometimes in spite of them. Of his first movie role, he says, I didn't get my dad's agent to call up so-and-so. I did it by myself. I didn't want to give anyone an excuse to be able to say that anything I've achieved has been because of anyone other than me, and I'm proud of that. Listen, Nepo babies it's just a natural thing that's going to happen in this, and I don't think that
this comes up a lot.
And I don't think it's necessarily a thing that people should be raked over the coals for. What I do have a problem with is when you can't acknowledge that you've had a leg up.
Well, because that's the thing. It's like, even if you believe that every audition you went to is one that you looked up, you know, you hired your own agent, you did your blah, 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 like you paid your way through, like whatever. I went to Juilliard on my own dime. I worked at In-N-Out Burger for 5 summers to make that happen.
Kudos.
Even if that's true, which I don't think it is in this case.
No.
But let's say that it is. Let's say that Sam like worked at AutoZone for like 10 years for some reason.
He was researching a role that he didn't get because Tom Cruise took it.
And his parents, Emily Mortimer and Alessandro Nivola.
Emily Mortimer was like, you need to work at AutoZone for a year.
But not only that, they never shared any stories about their craft with him. They never like told him that any stories like from their
never
own
gave him a leg up.
Never gave him any kind of like tips.
Or like, yeah.
Never give him any kind of like help or like coaching or anything like that. Let's just assume let's just pretend that this happened. There's no way in fucking hell that's what happened. He never got any kind of like insider tips or tricks. Never like learn the names of any like producers.
He didn't even know they were actors.
Yeah, no. And as far as he's concerned, they both own an
AutoZone.
like a car part distribution warehouse distro center. He's been toiling in AutoZone, yes, like air filters in aisle 6 for like 10 years. But he's got the acting bug. Man, that actress in that in Shutter Island sure looks like my mom. I think I'm gonna fucking pursue this craft. Let's say that you did all that and you did all yourself and you like first audition on your own. I guarantee you, Sam, that the person that is auditioning you knows who you are, knows who your mama is, knows who your papa is, and knows that they don't actually own a car parts distro center in the valley. I'm sorry. So, and the thing is, there have been famous Nepo hires. They would take umbrage in me calling that. I'm just saying that as shorthand because, I'm not saying every Nepo hire is undeserved. You can be a Nepo baby and still earn the part and deserve the part.
But
do a
also,
great job in the part.
also be understanding of your place.
Well, that's what I'm getting to.
And
there are actors and actresses that are Nepo hires that are aware of this and at least acknowledge it.
Well, like Jack Quaid is famous for being very upfront about like his privilege and saying like it is what it is, and I understand it. But like
Uma Thurman's kid, it seems like she's pretty aware of it.
They also admit that they think that they have worked hard, which they probably have,
right?
But they know that they have a leg up over other people, and that's all that takes.
But they also are saying like, hey, like who wouldn't take advantage of this? Which is fine.
Which is true.
That's the angle you approach it. Like, hey, like this was served up to me, not necessarily on a silver platter. But this was served up to me, like they teed this up for me. And like, it's a thing I want to do. And it's a craft I want to pursue. Look, if I wanted to be an air traffic controller and my father worked in fucking avionics for all of his life, it would help me out. And no one would fucking call me on it because like, there's no glamour in that job. By the way, if you like the family, what do we call it? The family trade. If you value the family trade and want to continue that tradition, my mother was a seamstress and my father was a designer and I want to continue in those footsteps. Go for it.
Well,
and if they can offer you tips that will give you a leg up, A, why wouldn't they? And B, why wouldn't you take advantage of those things? But then to turn around and act like that doesn't exist at all, that's where it gets a little.
Well, and this,
itchy.
Like you said, it spreads to all different industries and different facets of life. I mean, take Steph Curry. For instance, his dad was a basketball player for years and years and a good one. And he would be the first one to tell you that he had a leg up. And is Steph Curry much better than his dad and possibly one of the best players to ever play? Absolutely. Did he do that work on his own? A lot of it. But he would be the first to admit that he had a leg up. He was able to be exposed to the game at an early age. He had resources that a lot of kids didn't have.
That's right.
And that's not shameful to admit. It's, if anything, it's genuine and should be applauded that you're able to admit the luxury that you have, but that doesn't diminish what you've done.
I guess all of this first segment has just been to say, like, what is this dude doing? Like, what are you doing, man? I mean, like, I guess the guy's 21, so it's like I don't want to like pile on him too.
Oh man, you had one good
harshly.
role, and you feel like you're entitled to have this take.
The thing is, I think he's going to be fine. Or at the very least, like
Sure.
now he's like set up in a way where he's got to prove himself, right? And we haven't seen him, at least I haven't seen any of his feature work. I'm sure he's probably been in something.
No, I mean, White Lotus was the first thing I saw him in. That doesn't mean that other people haven't seen him or known who he was.
I'm talking about his feature film work.
I haven't seen him outside of the White Lotus, TV or feature.
That's what I'm saying. So I haven't seen him pursue any feature work. I would be willing to bet that he has some under his belt. In fact, we have the technology. We can look it up right now. Oh, look at that. He was in a film called The Perfect Couple. Maybe that's a show. He was in Maestro. Your favorite.
What was he in? Oh God, what was he in Maestro?
I don't know. Probably one of his fail sons.
Spawns.
So I mean, he's doing it. He's out there doing it
on his own.
On his own.
He's never had help.
I don't know. Listen, but I also think that the media likes to pounce on shit like this, and like,
sure,
and we
but
are not.
You know what you're saying.
No. But I guess I don't want to be part of the problem that we're deriding here. So it's like I do understand that sometimes like you catch somebody like in a bad day, or on a bad day, or in a bad way, or maybe he just like lost out on like a huge part or something, and he's a young guy, like he's 21. it's very possible that they're just like running with this. And by the way, I don't want to like.
But you don't think that his agent and him had approval of this interview or had like some say in like
I don't
reviewing
know.
it?
Well, so was this?
And this is not the first time I'm sure this Nepo thing has come up into his mind. And so he's like, if this gets brought up, I'm just going to say I did it myself.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're a young actor in Hollywood, you do this thing where you rehearse the question.
That's what I'm saying.
You
Yeah.
know? And I think that this is the direction that he's decided he's going to go in, and it's probably the wrong direction. So maybe that's what has rankled us so much in seeing this, and
Because
maybe,
we've seen somebody tackle this in a more graceful way.
right. I guess maybe to bridge it to films is what we care about in this show. If you want to be involved in at any level in the film industry, try to be humble about your beginnings. And especially if you had help,
Yes.
and in this to make it in films and features, in entertainment, you do have to acknowledge that you will need help. I guess.
Well, because that's the thing is, even let's say even if you weren't part of a famous family or you had no connection to anything, and you made it, you're making it because of the help of other people and luck and chance and all that, and you would have to acknowledge that is part of it.
And networking, which is a form of nepotism.
But then so even somebody who had no nepotism in this would admit that they had help. For somebody who literally has help in their parents or a connection in their family to say I've never had help is preposterous, because even if you didn't have a family member that was connected, you still had help from someone. You had luck, or you had somebody that stuck their neck out for you. You had chance that came up, and that's just everybody in the industry. And so for somebody that has a blatant thing that we can all point to that says you had a leg up, for you to deny that is pretty egregious.
I agree. I do think that like it's because this is a 21-year-old saying this, we are losing sight of the fact that this works both ways. There have been a ton of actors that have played older, and I don't hear a lot of older actors complaining about how this stuff is being taken from them. That maybe they're not like.
If anything, I think that trend happens way more than the opposite.
I'm thinking of like Leonardo DiCaprio and Aviator. I know that Jennifer Lawrence has played older and younger, and like her shit.
Think about
she played like a 17-year-old in those fucking Hunger Game movies, and then she went and played like a 40-year-old in like Silver Lining.
Think about all the Hollywood movies of like the older star that's been forgotten and cast aside. It's all older stars being replaced versus like a younger star being replaced.
Absolutely. And think of how many bad makeup jobs you've seen. Think of how many people have played like Al Capone. This is a thing that cuts both ways. I just think that like it's very illustrative to me that we don't think about that.
No, I think he's just. I think he's just mad that he didn't get to play the dad in About My Father.
Well, because you insist on thrusting us into a pit of despair.
He's mad that he couldn't take the Robert De Niro role.
He's mad that
cinematic masterpiece.
He didn't get to wear those fancy jet boots. Fine. If you wanted to just fucking cut the fucking wind right out of our sails and jump onto this nightmare, let's do it. Let's do it.
What else did
No,
he
we're
say?
fucking doing it.
That's so unfair.
All right, here we.
Hey, it's me. Robert. I sprayed perfume on myself before I sleep.
Oh, mamma mia. Que cosa.
I knew that was coming.
We spun the reel last episode, and we landed on Bargain Bin. So, Bargain Bin, for those that don't remember or who can't remember because you've never heard this show before, is where we look through the bargain bin of Blu-rays and physical media to find a movie that's been discounted because of its quality and decide to review it randomly. However, bargain bins don't exist anymore because box stores don't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So now what we do at the bargain bin is we look at a random streaming service's top 10 and the slop that you pigs have consumed on it and go, oh,
We'll watch that.
we'll watch one of these. And what is the service we chose?
Peacock.
The P of cocking.
Now, the thing is, I was over here a few weeks before, and we were looking at something to watch, and we came across the movie that we ended up watching. Neither of us knew it was going to be on the top 10, but when we saw that it was on the top 10, we had no other choice but to watch this.
I don't know that we didn't have another choice.
We didn't.
But I think that the other films on the list, and I'm drawing blank on them now, it's like Prometheus.
Clueless, I think, was on there.
Clueless and things like that. It's like, but there was something on there that seemed a little bit out of place. What was the name of that film?
About my father.
About fucking father. So
we looked at this top 10 list for like 15 minutes trying to talk ourselves out of watching this.
Well, I mean, we committed on the show, and if we do it, if we do it on mic, we can't back out of.
We committed to Peacock.
Committed to Peacock, and all the other choices were a little bit, one of them was like a movie about like being in a closed room, or
So like the fucking lighthouse in the lighthouse, it drew us in.
like a moth to a fucking flame, to a big
Like a
greasy
fucking flame, hey.
fucking Italian flame, like a 500-pound man drawn to Olive Garden's endless breadsticks.
Listen, with your Italian,
Bottomless pasta bowls.
given your Italian descendancy, would you like to tee up this movie for us?
Sure. Let's see what to say about my father. Well, let's start with a synopsis. How about that?
Yes.
It is a movie where a fucking greaseball,
Fucking greaseball.
who also happens to be one of America's hottest comics, Sebastian Maniscalco, teams up with a legend of the screen, silver screen, a 2-time Oscar winner. Robert De Niro's in it, who plays his father. Apparently, there's some kind of biographical bent to this. We know that.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Sebastian. This is supposed to be like Sebastian's background, or like his part of his family
goody
history, or like story, or whatever.
Okay. And his dad's like a hairdresser somehow.
That is worth the view. De Niro's just dressing hairs in this.
Well, it's just also hard to believe.
And he also says he wants to get his fingers up in people's hair.
And Sebastian's getting married to Leslie Bibb, whose name escapes me in the film, and she's a big space cake, and she wants him to spend the weekend with her rich family, headed by David Rash and Kim Cattrall for some reason.
Okay, pause on Kim Cattrall. Do you remember her name in the movie?
I don't know. Is it like Margot McRichbody or something?
It's Tigger.
Okay, Tigger. Yeah, that's fine. That tracks. It's very
The depression that is coming over your face as you go over
even
this.
like from moment one of this film. I'm sorry. I have this fucking allergy. You know, listen. We all know people who jerk off New York a little bit too much.
Pause that real quick.
Even though this is not a New York film.
Hold on. Pause it real quick.
Okay.
Just to close the loop on the actual premise.
Close it.
He wants to propose to her. She wants him to meet her parents.
They want to have
They go on every 4th of July. Her family has a getaway on some rich island, and he doesn't.
Rich island,
some like exclusive island. He doesn't want to leave his dad. His dad gives him shit for leaving him on 4th of July. So the plan is to bring the father to.
I forgot that it's not even Thanksgiving. It's 4th
of July.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the plan is so they all go to this island and hijinks happen. So
yeah, so they have this weekend where basically De Niro's trying to make good with family number 2 because he's such a fucking brash Italian
but
man.
There's also like
he's so middle class and everything's so fancy and these people are rich, so they're so weird.
But there's a message of like we're immigrants and we're proud and we're not, which is a good message, but it's like this clashing of rich and poor and immigrants and non-immigrants.
Well, yes.
And then there's a hot dog contest in the middle of it, and
I forgot about the fucking hot dogs. The thing is, if this movie had anything to say about any of those things that were divorced from the fact that the person at the center of it is an exceptionally wealthy comedian,
yes,
I would go, okay, cool. Did they ever address what Sebastian Maniscalco is or does?
Yeah, I think he's like a real estate agent.
Do they? Okay, so
Let's see. I'll look it up while you keep going.
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but it's like I don't understand making one angle of this like biographical and another not. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, so I mean, it's essentially Robert De Niro is trying to
it doesn't say
ingratiate himself into this family, and oh my god, their lives are so fucking different. Oh, first of all, this movie has the taint of Long Beach Italians on it, and it's not even a fucking New York movie. It's a Chicago movie. Even though they never actually spend any time in actual Chicago.
No, I mean, they go to like some wilderness island.
Yeah, like
I don't think they spend one iota of time in the city of Chicago. I think because the beginning is they're in some suburban area.
Yeah, they're like in Oak Park or something.
Yeah,
they have like one B-roll shot of like the Marina Towers or whatever.
I don't think they do. I don't think they actually show the city.
I think you're right. So it's like the Chicago thing is just it essentially utilizes Italians the same way that the show's fine, but it utilizes Italian Chicagoans the same way like The Bear does. That is just to say they exist, and offer no perspective outside of that, other than they like to use a lot of platitudes. Here's a little quote. Here's a little quote from the film about just that phenomenon. Family isn't one important thing. It's everything.
The whole bowl of pasta. Who said this?
I don't know. It's probably Salvo, Robert De Niro's character. The problem with this film is it's just, and I don't want to name any other particular comedian because we may or may not have relationships with some of the people that worked on some of their stuff. Mm-hmm. There's this trend now where comedians are being allowed to make movies that are very tangentially related to their actual life.
Yes.
And the cult of personality surrounding comedians has gone too far. Where I know that Sebastian Maniscalco has done a good job of tailoring his act around the fact that he's an Italian dude and he's an Italian family man. And there's a lot of hand gestures. Okay. But then for some reason, the American Italian man spiked this football in the end zone more aggressively with more like excessive celebration than any other ethnicity in America. And I say that as an Italian person, where if you go to Italy and behave the way that these Italian people behave in front of Italian people, they are not only going to be embarrassed for you, they're going to ask you to leave. And that's just essentially what this movie is. It's just this like one milieu after another where like Sebastian Maniscalco gets go and have like a conversation with his dad. He's like, whoa, man, these people, they like their veal a little bit. They don't like it in a cutlet form. They like it with a little bit of sauce. And it's like, okay, I need you to tone it down. Here's how you make that work. You devote one random stock character to that like has maybe 5 lines in the whole thing. And you contrast that to this actual person who's like proud of their heritage, but isn't like jerking it off. Unless you happen to be that person in real life, which, listen, I don't know if Sebastian Maniscalco is a nice guy or not. Maybe he's maybe he's the fucking sweetest man on the planet. If you are, God bless you. But this thing where we just jerk off our heritage for comedic fodder is so fucking tired and boring.
So obviously this film is not for us. Do you think that
who is it for?
But so let's say obviously it's for somebody because it was on the top 10. Let's say. So my question is this behavior or the way that they act or perceive this a play to that audience? of the perception of what an Italian
Yes, listen,
family is.
I couldn't help but think, I won't name names, so I couldn't help but think of certain members of my own immediate and or extended family that would watch this and go, "Oh, isn't it funny?"
Who would be Italian, right?
Some who might, some who may not. But I do think that this is kind of a boomer ass movie, I guess is what I'm saying. But the thing is, and the boomers need movies too, but I feel like this just like undercuts the intelligence of everyone involved.
Yes.
And also like portrays like, by the way, Robert De Niro plays a hairdresser from Chicago, or Chicago adjacent.
Yes. Burbank, probably.
Well, sure. Certainly they filmed it in like Eagle Rock. And he's an Italian man, by the way. And okay, so first of all, we looked this up when we watched it. I think that he cleared like 10 mil for this.
Yeah.
So
like
good.
most of the budget went to him.
So get yo nut.
But he's like full Italian. Like, I think he was born in.
But so that's what.
Or
So
no,
that's what
was
I'm.
he born in New York or Italian? But both his parents were Italian.
Yes. So, but what I'm getting to with that is, you better pay somebody fucking $10 million to like degrade their fucking
people.
And there's an animal in the film that causes a ruckus.
Why am I forgetting this?
It's a bird.
Oh yeah, the peacock.
Yeah, that's why why do you think it was on Peacock? And
Good call.
what does Robert De Niro
Just
do
remember
to the
this.
bird?
He kills it and feeds it to the family.
He feeds it to the family, and
It just
when-
washes away.
And when he's confronted with this heinous act by Sebastian Maniscalco, who by that time had gone through a comedy of errors, a very Wedding Crasher style comedy of errors where things just ain't working out for the family. Oh, well, listen. Oh, the older brother who's a dick or who's no, he's a hippie, right? He's a hippie.
Yeah, he's a.
Oh yeah, he's a hippie. Or no, so somebody in the family, they got these fancy. Oh, we're gonna go on the yacht today. And who's this guy? Is he the waiter? No, that's just a fellow passenger. Oh, I don't know. I'm stupid. You know, like, I'm gonna ride these jet ski boots.
My pants are going to
My
fall
pants
off.
fell down. No, my wee. That's like the sophistication level that you're dealing with.
Yes.
But then on the side, there's like Robert De Niro, who's just engaged in being the worst man, not just Italian man, just worst man.
Mhm.
There's this peacock that's been making a ruckus. And Tigger and Bill Rash are just being very patient. David Rash and Tigger are doing their best to be patient. You know, they are rich. Yes, it's true. They're wealthy. But the weirdest thing that they do, the shittiest thing they do is wear matching pajama.
No, the perfume thing.
I don't remember. No, that's the Italians. I'm saying,
that's true.
that David Rash and Tigger.
Oh yeah, they try to make them into like weirdos, but they really don't do.
They haven't done anything. They're not like villains. I mean, maybe
No.
like the film wants you to.
They're yuppies, but like sure.
Yeah, so they're weird.
Yeah.
But they're not bad.
No.
Like they haven't. Like they've got a hippie son and their daughter's got a shitty haircut.
Oh, they buy her paintings. That's the bad thing that they've done.
That's right. But oh, you know what? They're funding this little cretin's lifestyle without asking her to change. Like they're not forcing her to like get involved in the family business and shit.
Sure, but one could argue that is a breach
Yes,
of
it's
trust.
deceptive.
Yes.
And they're a bit callous to the plight of so-called.
They didn't kill a family bird and
real
feed it to humans.
But that's what happens. Robert De Niro kills a beast.
And then they blame it on the dog.
Yeah, who they're gonna put down because they're gonna go, it's violent. And you, dear listener, might be listening to this and going like, well, I'm never gonna watch this film. Why do I care what you guys have to say about it? This is top 10.
Would you rather watch this or the War of the Worlds with Ice Cube?
Oof. Well, I don't know enough about War of the Worlds other than it exists, and it's
You better
like,
hope we don't spin bargain bin again and
fuck
watch that
me.
shit.
Yeah, well, we don't have to spend today, thank Christ. Well, I mean, that's like apparently it's already like one of the most historically panned films
Yes.
in history. So I almost just do kind of want to see what's going
Right.
on. You might be saying to yourself, like, why are you guys railing on this fucking movie? It's like clearly it's like not like a important piece of work anyway. Who gives a shit? It's like, you fucking pigs, eat it up.
It was like 5 on the top 10 list. That's why.
Yes. So this is a problem. Like, or at the very least, if we're not going to describe it that way, it's a phenomenon that we need to dissect.
Because that's the thing is let's say,
because this is lazy.
Well, okay. So let's say bargain bin still existed and cable was still a big thing. This movie, one, would never be on cable,
Well, it might be on Cinemax like every day at like 2:00 or whatever.
but it would never be big enough on cable for like an audience. And two, actually, no, this might be an actual bargain bin movie.
A movie like this would have been a mid-budget film back in the 90s.
Would this be on TBS on like a Thursday night? No.
I think this is a movie that exists because streaming existed in the form that it did. Now, here's a question for you: does this strike you as a pandemic movie?
Meaning it was shot during the pandemic?
Yeah, because it's like a small cast. I can see that they maybe wanted to, because it came out in 2023.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't remember the year.
It's 2023. That means that they shot it in the years before. This feels like a movie where like they didn't have they maybe they wanted to go bigger. They don't really ever leave the same.
No,
10
this
cast
struck me
members.
as a bet on the comic. He really wanted to make this, and all the money went to De Niro, and then they just shot it for zero.
You know,
budget.
that's actually probably exactly what it is.
I'm gonna look up the production.
Sabani Manny wanted Robbie D desperately for the film. He's like, I'm not gonna make this fucking movie, okay? I don't know what voice I'm doing, unless Robert De Niro is gonna be my fucking pa.
Yeah, so the director,
my padre.
It was announced that he was going to make an Untitled film with Lionsgate in 2018, but the director and De Niro didn't sign on until 2021.
Okay, well, so vaccines were going around at this point, but still, it feels like a movie that was either sapped of its budget, as you say, because it all went to De Niro, or because the crew, there were like 20 people on the crew, and like they had to keep
They shot it for a month, and I'm gonna let you guess where they actually shot it. You already know it wasn't in Chicago. Tell me where you think it was shot.
They mostly spend their time on an exclusive island of some kind, and I think it's supposed to be like what Nantucket or like
Martha's Vineyard or something.
Vineyard,
yeah.
Right. So where do I think they actually shot it?
Given they didn't have a budget,
I'm gonna say they shot it on Catalina. No.
you are very kind.
Yeah. I thought about that for 5 seconds. I'm gonna say they shot it in like Savannah, Georgia.
Ooh, not too far off. Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah. This feels like a very.
Could you imagine them dragging De Niro to fucking Alabama for a month?
Well,
or for the week that he was probably there.
They probably like suspend him in like an anti-gravity chamber and just like they just like feed pleasant New York opera into his ear holes.
He had to do a hot dog eating scene.
Sure did. There's like a fucking.
You called that too. You were like, "There's gonna be some competition or something."
Yeah, I knew there was gonna be like a. But also, okay, at a certain point. Well, so can you explain the cologne thing?
So there's a flashback of him growing up with his dad and talking about his family, which 90% of the film is narrated by this fucking guy.
That's right,
and it's
that's
not
right.
needed.
There's
and he
so much
he
fucking
talks so
narration.
slow. He talks so slow. When he's a kid, a bonding thing that him and his dad do for some reason is before they go to bed, they both grab cologne, spray it, and then do like this very feminine like walkthrough. And then it carries on to when they're adults. Well, there's one scene where they're getting in an argument and he turns to his dad and goes, "There's one thing that you taught me is that you can go to bed angry, but you can't go to bed stinky." And then they do the perfume thing as adults. And then
this is
go to bed.
This is why I got shades of like.
And I turned to Colin and I said, "Is that an Italian thing?" Because I was genuinely curious. Is that an Italian thing where you spray
banned Matt from our house?
like you spray cologne before you go to bed?
Absolutely not. That's a fucking East Coast Italian wannabe bullshit. It's cosplay bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking. This movie reminded me of the time that I went to Florence when I was like in my late 20s, early 30s, and I saw the cast of Jersey Shore there. They were shooting an episode of Jersey Shore in Florence.
Gross.
And
they didn't kick him out immediately?
They were somewhere like on the Ponte Vecchio or something. These poor motherfuckers just could not look more fish out of water because that's their whole thing on that show. I'm trying to make a bridge to content like this. That's the problem with shit like this. Like this cult of personality around putting your heritage on such a pedestal that you can think of very little else when you. So it's like when if I ask you who Sebastian Maniscalco is, the first thing that you think is not, oh, he's that funny comedian. The first thing that you think is, oh, he's that Italian comedian.
Yes.
Because that's the thing. That's the shtick. It's the same thing with like fucking.
Oh, Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, it's the same shit with like Larry the Cable Guy. It's like if I ask you who's Larry the Cable Guy,
The redneck
you're gonna
comedian.
go, oh, it's the redneck comedian.
Yeah.
You know, like that's where you're not. That's where the comedy part matters less. And it was like watching those guys, watching the cast of Jersey Shore in Florence, the fear on their faces when they realized that, oh, my thing. Like this thing that makes me special in America because it's like tribal and esoteric isn't special here has robbed me of all my superpowers. And I just couldn't help but like think back on that while I was watching this. This one hurt me a lot. I mean, like we're not going to go plot point through it.
I think we've said plenty.
Here's what happens in the movie. It's the plot is like it's very simple. Rich gathering with in-law family.
Rich in-laws with dumb family, with dumb Italian family.
Rich eccentric yuppie in-laws, family gathering, have to bring
poor dumb Italians
or middle class-ish Italian family to coincide for short amount of time. Hilarity want to be ensue. And then how does this fucking movie end? Here's how it ends. Here's how it all culminates.
I forgot, but you know,
after all these hijinks and like cooking up a fucking peacock, Sebastian Maniscalco and Robert De Niro get in a fight. Robert De Niro goes to get on a plane. Maniscalco goes to get him back. Gets him back. That's a movie. Like,
yeah,
that's it.
That is the movie.
That's what happens. We are gonna have a weekend together. The weekend's a little wacky. I'm leaving. I've been offended. No, you're not. Oh, okay, I guess I'm not. Hey,
I love you, son. I love you. Let's spray cologne.
Hey, Leslie Bibb, will you marry me? I guess for some reason. The end. Fireworks.
Peacock.
There's literally
Dead
fireworks.
peacock.
Dead peacock. Dog gets put down. I guess to end this, then we have to continue with the tradition that we developed the last time we did our bargain bin, which is with our new bargain bin rating system.
Yes.
So I think we established that a bargain bin DVD or Blu-ray or whatever piece of media costs between 99 cents and $9.99.
Yeah.
That's like the bargain bin range I think we're going to stick with. So in a range of 99 cent to $9.99, what amount of money would you pay to purchase About My Father?
I was going to say 3 because I think that's what a store would list it at, but I would pay.
I would pay. This is your rating.
I'd pay $1.50.
Okay. This movie would have to cost 33 cents. For me to purchase it and take it home.
That's $1.50 is fair. I would say 99 cents.
Okay, I'll say $1.25 because I probably want Trevor, who's like been.
Well, and let's keep it within like what a real sale would be. So like there wouldn't be a 33 cent movie,
right.
but there would be $1.25.
They're probably moving some weight on this shit. I mean, you know, it's not just top 10 on the fucking cock. The cock.
See, but you're right. There needs to be a balance of like what we rate it as versus what it would actually
so
sell.
here's what a modifier to our rating system. The price that we think that it will be, and then what we would counter offer. So
$3 is what I think it would be in a bargain bin.
Okay, yeah.
And I would pay $1 for it.
I'm gonna say $1.33. That's it. That's what I'm gonna. What do I think it really would go for in the bargain bin? Well, this is slop. People are slopping it up. So this might actually.
You're gonna go 5?
No, this is not why I'm rating it. Now I just believe a store might actually. Price
I'm saying,
it like,
would you say a store would?
I'm gonna say they're pricing it like $7.99.
Woo, I don't know about that.
Top 10 cock. Top 10 on the cock. It's top 10 on the cock.
But it killed a peacock.
But I'm only paying $1.33.
Yeah, why 33?
Because it's an arbitrary number that I feel is more insulting than if I said like $1.25
or
like
$1.50.
Yeah,
it's like $1.41.
Like I feel like you're gonna remember that I only paid $1.33, whereas if I said I paid $1.50, you know, I've paid $1.50 for plenty of sloppy things. God damn it! That's another episode of Cast Against Time.
That was like a Bob Dylan voice.
Yeah, man. You can find us at castagainsttype@gmail.com, man. Favorite services: iTunes, Spotify,
Amazon.
Oh yeah, whatever. Amazon.
YouTube's.
Heart.
YouTube's, man.
Just want to grab our RSS feed.
Now you're Southern.
Well, yeah, you're sorry. Bob. You want to grab our RSS feed, man? Whoa. Go to soundcloud.com/catpod. But you should probably write into the show with some submissions. We've been getting one or two.
Now you sound
I
like the
don't
voice
know.
at a Knott's Berry Farm ride.
Hey.
Keep your hands in the roller coaster on the Calico Railroad.
Yeah, please write to us. Submit some things for our mailbag. We've got one or two submissions, but we need some more. And please rate, rec, mash,
Subscribe.
rib. In the meantime, I don't know.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Excuse me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore.